Well, hello, it's How To with Mr. Whately, and today, yesterday we looked at knowing the circumference formula and finding the circumference of a circle. This is a continuation of standard 7.G.4, where 7th graders are asked to find the area of a circle, given a few conditions. Well, you saw the video on where the area formula of the circle was derived from. Okay, so the area of any circle, it's equal to the value of pi times the radius of that circle squared, meaning the radius multiplied by itself. Sometimes you might see it written as pi times radius, but that's just a lengthy way of writing this. Okay, so the formula, the area of a circle, is always pi times the radius squared. So we're just going to use that to calculate area of any circle. All right? So obviously, there's going to be some tricks thrown your way involving the radius. You'll be probably in your career of math, you'll be given a circle possibly with diameter, let's say diameter is 12 centimeters, and you'll be asked to find the area of the circle. Well, you're going to have to think a little bit, because if you plug in the diameter into the formula, it's not going to work. So you need to make the adjustment and go from diameter, which in this case is 12 centimeters. And you need to understand that the diameter is really just 2 radii, so you divide it by 2. And in this case here, that'll give you a radius is 6. Okay, so you need to think ahead before you dive into the problem and to find the area. So I took a couple of these examples from your Go Math book, and figured a good direction would be to round to the tenths place. So let's go ahead and look at this first circle, and we're just supposed to assume, I guess, given this the diagram, given this circle, find the area. Okay. So the diameter is in centimeters. So when we calculate the area of this, we will have the area in centimeters squared. Because again, area units are squared, not linear. So here we go. I'd like to see you always write the formula, pi times the radius squared, and then you're going to plug in the values. In this case here, pi times, diameter is 14, so radius would be half of that, because it's 7 and it's 7. So you need to understand that. So we're going to plug in 7 centimeters and then squared. Now, students, when they make a mistake, probably most often it's with this squaring of the units. Okay? So I don't know if you need a calculator. I don't think so, but 7 times 7 equals this squared part. Remember, your order of operations would get done first. So this becomes 7 times 7, which is 49. And then centimeters times centimeters is centimeters squared. And then times pi. Okay? Sometimes you're asked to leave it in terms of pi, and that would mean leave your answer with pi in it. And that's a little odd for you, I'm sure. You probably typically would see that in secondary, probably in high school. But anyway, this could be written as 49 pi centimeters squared. But for your case, in 7th grade, I think most often you'll be asked to leave it as, just the area. So we're going to take 49 now, and we're going to multiply that with pi, which is 3.14 approximated, and there's our answer. Now you were asked to round it to the tenths place, so in this situation here, we're going to take the 8 and round it up to 9 because of the digit behind. So our answer in this case here is going to be 153.9 centimeters squared. Okay? Because even for circles, every shape, area is always square units. So if you can imagine, this circle right here would have 153 squares that are centimeters by centimeters, like graph paper squares. Okay? So that's one example. Finding the area of a circle when given the diameter. Finding the area of a circle when given the radius. This one's a little more straightforward than the previous one. You don't have to make any adjustments. So you're going to write out the formula. Area equals pi times radius squared. You're going to replace the radius value, in this case here is 8 millimeters. You replace that with the r, and there you have it. So the area will equal pi times 8 millimeters squared. If you square 8, it's going to be 64, not 16. And then the units, millimeters times millimeters, just become millimeters squared. All right? We're going to multiply that with pi, and that will give us our final answer. You know, when you're squaring something, think about it. It's literally like square units. A square with 8 on each side has what as an area? Not 16, 64. So again, there's another reason why reminding you when you square a value, you're multiplying it by itself. All right, so our final answer here looks to be, it's going to be around 200 because it's about 60 times 3. So you can use your calculator. We've got 64 times 3.14, and that's going to equal 200.96. Round it to the tenths place. In this case here, we could probably just go ahead and say the area is equal to 201 millimeters squared. And millimeters are pretty small, so these would be tiny, itty-bitty little squares. Okay, so that is it. That's how you can find the area of a circle, calculate it using the formula. It's pretty straightforward. It doesn't change. If you have a half circle, you'd then divide it in half. You had a quarter circle, you'd then divide it by 4. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. If we need to do a few more extra problems, we can. Take care of yourself. Be good. Bye.